Yes, on this first football Sunday of the season, we bring you a competition of a different sort, and we promise it's just as fun. We are coming to you live from New York City for the 2024 New Balance Fifth Avenue Mile. To 1981, the very first men's champion was an 8-time NCAA All-American from Villanova and still the course record holder, American Sydney Marie. The women's course record was reset just 2 years ago by an Olympic silver medalist from Great Britain in Laura Muir. When it comes to titles, the man with the most of them is Nick Willis of New Zealand. While on the women's side, a remarkable feat was set by the USA's Jenny Simpson. She is an 8-time winner here. There is more history to be written here today.
Is here today in Josh Kerr, running it last year in his time of 3:47.9. That was the third fastest time in event history, and he says he's a few ideas for this year's race.
Well, he loves to race. We know that. He really loves racing when the time can be thrown out the door, and he said he has been thinking about this race since last year. So you know that this man, who has such a great resume, is coming here to the streets of New York to put on a show.
Olympic silver medalist this year, and plenty of Olympians here on the course in the men's field.
Yes, we can't discount Neil Gorley, who is also a 3:47 miler in and of itself. And we have the Americans, Bryce Hoppel and Hobbs Kessler. Hobbs Kessler was the first American man to make it in both the 800 and the 15. Both very, very quick out here. I'm going to give...
Take a deeper look at the men's professional field. We talked about Josh Kerr a little bit earlier about the defending champ.
Yeah, we also have Bryce Hoppel, our 800-meter specialist, and our newly minted American record holder. At the end of this race, when everyone is trying to hold on for whatever they have left, you cannot discount our 800-meter runners and their leg speed.
No, but then you have Hobbs Kessler. They trained together, Bryce and Hobbs won the World Mile Championships last year. What was the world record then? Just got broke a week ago, but he is the 8 and 1500 meter American Olympian that's coming here. I saw them both yesterday, and they are pumped. They are excited to race.
And for Hobbs, it's his first New York Road Runners race this afternoon. Not the first for Josh Kerr. We talked about him a little earlier. He is the defending champ, and he caught up with our Allie Feller.
I am here with Josh Kerr, our defending champion and one of the fastest men at this distance. Josh, we're so happy to have you here today. Of course, fresh off the Olympics, can you bring us back to that 1500 in Paris and some of your reflections on that race?
Yeah, I mean, an amazing race, obviously an Olympic record. So, you know, when you're wanting to really get it right on the right day, I felt like I did that, you know, ran a big PB, and, you know, I've tried to keep that momentum going and try and put a performance out there today that I'll be proud of.
As our defending champion, you of course know what it feels like to break that tape here on Fifth Avenue. What's it going to take to do that again today?
Yeah, it's a great field. I think it's a pretty deep field as well. It looks like we've got a tailwind, so we're going to really open that stride up the last 800 and see what we got in the last 600.
Well, we are so excited to have you. What is it that you love about the Fifth Ave Mile?
I mean, this energy is absolutely electric. I'm excited to, you know, I don't get to do a road mile all that often, a straight shot, and I think it's a different pain that we normally get on the track as well. So, yeah, we've got to judge it right, but yeah, I mean, look, running down Fifth Avenue in the middle of New York, it's nothing else really like it.
Well, we love having you here. Good luck out there. Have some fun. Enjoy that different kind of pain. We'll be cheering for you. Thanks, Josh.
These guys here, if you want to go ahead and take a look, everybody's trying to stay warm. In the shade here, you feel a stiff breeze, and while it's technically still summer, it certainly doesn't feel like it right here. So that's the first thing that jumps out at you. So these guys are getting loose. They're here at the start line, waiting for the gun to sound as we get ready to kick off the professional men's race here at the New Balance Fifth Avenue Mile. A lot of excitement here. We'll send it back to you ladies at the finish line.
All right, Ryan, as we take a look at the men all getting set, lined up, let's take a look at what we have to look forward to in this men's race. And
here, I think we need to watch him. He's right there in the middle by Eric Holt, who is also now a sponsored athlete, kind of a fan favorite at the Olympic trials this year, and he's such a great guy. But there's so many really good names. We do have those big names, right, with Josh Kerr and Hoppel and Hobbs, but I think there's a lot of names that could surprise and shake this up a little bit.
I know with Hoppel, he is an indoor 800-meter specialist, but little experience in 1500 or the mile. How will that factor in today?
I think he's excited to be on the roads, and he's ready to end his season. And sometimes when you know that this is the last one, you just give it everything you have. So yes, he is more of an 800-meter specialist, but you can never count him out.
And we're getting set for the men. The pro men's field getting ready to race. Final instructions.
On your mark.
As we take a look at them, they toe the line. And they're off. And here they come down Fifth Avenue.
One man we haven't mentioned, he's back behind Bryce Hopples, who's in that black speed suit, Vinciati. Vinciati is a two-time U.S. road champion. So he hasn't maybe had the year he wanted. He was fourth at the Olympic trials, but he is a name that we do need to mention. He does so great. But Eric Holtz, not surprising to see him out. He was one of your picks.
He really is one of my picks. You know, Eric Holt is so scrappy, and he's always so excited to race. I got a chance to interview him at the U.S. Olympic trials, and I asked him what he thinks about before he races. He says, I don't think.
Oh, yeah. I love that advice.
Yeah.
I have coaches that say, don't think, just run.
Yeah.
But there's Josh Kerr right there alongside his right. And Kerr said a little earlier he has a few ideas for today's race. What do you think he's thinking right now?
I think he's ready for this season to be done. You know, he won the World Championships last year. He had that bronze medal from the Tokyo Games, and then he went and placed second in Paris. I think he's excited about this race, but I also think he's like, I can't wait for these 3 minutes and some seconds to be over.
Yeah, and we can't also forget about Robert Barkin, as you see up there in the top three. You know, his 1,500-meter personal best is 3:32. He doesn't have a recorded time in the mile, but he is a very calculated racer.
Yeah, for sure. They went through the 457 seconds.
Wow. Doyle from Ireland is right there as well.
Yeah, Cathal Doyle, he's had a phenomenal year as well. He made that Olympic team, and he's excited about his future. The man there, Kemboy, he was the one that went through the 800 and first last year, so he got that bonus as they climb this hill. And you can see it here. It is definitely a bit of a climb, and it really puts the heaviness into those quads.
Yeah. You see Eric Holt here. They're all looking at that halfway bonus. He just misses it, as you can see him kind of go for that surge and then back off because he realized that he didn't get it over Doyle.
1:57 for the halfway.
Now, at this point in the race, they just went through that surge, and you're going to see these athletes really biding their time. They're going to really be looking to their right, to their left, really checking in on who's hunting them down. But Josh Kerr right now is looking like he may be the one to take it away, quite simply.
Yeah, Josh Kerr has so much strength, and he also just knows how to run this race. You know, 2 years ago, he fell at the line. He was very disappointed. It was slippery. But now he is now the defending champ, and he wants to run that way. But, yeah.
Take a look at Hobbs Kessler right now. Hobbs Kessler, he can run the 8. He can run the 15. He can run a good 5. And he is hunting down Josh Kerr.
Well, Hobbs Kessler is the world champion in the road mile, but right now it looks like Kerr has just a little bit more in him. He could hear, he took a little bit of a look back, starting to push now through 3/4, went through in 2:51.
His time last year, 3:47.9 for Josh Kerr, the defending champ, as he makes his way down Fifth Avenue. 3:47.9, that was the third fastest time in event history. Here he is now putting the kick on along Fifth Avenue.
200 meters to go, and you know he knows what that feels like. He is so excited to get through this season. Woo!
And take a look at the clock. We were looking for a 3:45. There's a potential that we could see a record go down today.
Had that little look over his shoulder. He can hear the crowd. And here he is. He does it again. Josh Kerr, your defending champ, defends it as he is a back-to-back winner of the New Balance Fifth Avenue Mile, an unofficial course record. We told you last year's time was the third fastest in event history.
We're going to be taking a look at this clock.
3:44.3, his first place time. which is now being shown as a course record.
My
Congratulations, Josh Kerr. Those ideas that he had in his mind, they paid off.
Well, listen, that record stood since 1981 by a Villanova, and I'm just going to say that's a pretty awesome goal. But Sydney Marie, the South American who did so much in the early 80s, that is a big name to take down, and a big name is Josh Kerr. We know him, and I love that he brought his fiance here. They're going to celebrate this amazing last 3 years, but next summer, what do we have? We have another World Championship, so he can't celebrate for too long. He's got to get back on the horse and get going again.
Absolutely. Josh Kerr is such a beautiful runner. That was just such a beautiful performance that he put together. I know coming just off of the Paris 2024 Olympic Games and winning that silver medal, he did a wonderful job, but we know that he wanted gold. So coming out here today, getting a course record, having a wonderful showing, I think that's a pretty nice way to end this.
To end the season that way. And we were saying, you know, he's so tidy and he's so fashionable right now. Like, he loves the camera, and we love watching him. So what a phenomenal race.
As he takes his victory lap, the course record, and a defending champ for Josh Kerr here.
And Uwe and Kemboy finishing in second and third. Awesome job.
We will be right back. So much more. There is a victorious Josh Kerr, the New Balance Fifth Avenue Mile. We're coming back with so much more after this. Congrats.